JT Smith for the TFON Podcast here for season 3, episode 20. We got another special edition. We got my man Neil Meyer in the building again. And then we also have an NFL prospect, former UC Bearcat, Ja'von Hicks. Ja'von, how you doing today?
I'm good. You guys?
Doing well, doing well.
Good, man. Can't complain, man. Well, we appreciate you giving us some of your free time. I know you've been a busy guy. Since the last game, man, what has Ja'von been doing?
Man, since the Fenway Bowl, man, I kind of took off. Like I want to say, like a week later, went down to Fort Lauderdale, went to train at Perform, and it's been a great experience. It's been exhausting at times, but I'm just soaking it all in. And, to be able to be here, be able to be in this situation is a dream come true.
Awesome. So yeah, now that you've trained down in Florida, how was that process, and what was like a day in the life of an NFL prospect training as you head up to the NFL draft? What was that process like?
That process was a little tough. I wasn't used to the amount of training and the amount of energy I was going to be putting into my body and stuff like that as I got down there. But the days was like it were like it was 7 days a week. We started our mornings at probably around like 8:39, and we got done around like I want to say like 1:30 ish. And it was consistent and stuff like that. But honestly, it prepared me for what was coming next and stuff like that. I had a great time down there.
Ooh, so like with you being a UC Bearcat, it's been a handful of guys at your position that have made it to the NFL. Were you able to reach out to a James Wiggins, Derek Forrest, or Brian Cook to see if they can give you some tips going into this process for yourself?
Yeah. With that being said, me and B Cook go way back. So me and him kind of just chop it up for hours normally. Like when we do get the chance to talk on the phone, it's normally for hours. Most of the time, it's not even about the football stuff or the draft process, because sometimes when us football players want to have conversations, we want to kind of get away from football and just talk life and check up on each other's mental and see how things are going in that aspect. But when we do kind of talk about football, it's just just continue being you. Don't be somebody you're not. Just always protect your mental throughout this process. Also, because around this time, it does get exhausting. Overwhelming at times, and with all the uncertainty and stuff like that. But I'm excited for the moment, man. I can't wait.
So JT mentioned James and Defo there a little bit, but now that your time has ended, just talk about that defensive back room at that one time where it featured guys like James, Defo, Ahmad, Kobe. What has that been like for you guys now at players, and what kind of advice were they able to give you as you make this transition in your next step?
Yeah, like I previously said, I feel like just be you. Don't be somebody you're not. That you're a great football player. You're going to be able to make an impact, the same impact we're able to do on the next level. Stuff like that. And when you talk about them guys, man, it kind of bring back memories, man. I wish I got to share the field with all 7 of us at one time. That would have been dope, man. I think that Nipper Stadium and would have went nuts with all 7 of us on the field at the same time.
Yeah. Piggyback off that, man. Like, what was during your college career? Been a part of a lot of great teams, especially you see history. Like, do you have like a favorite moment or favorite moments? Either last year or the last 2 or 3 years you think about.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment throughout college was walking out to AT&T Stadium. About to play in a college football playoffs. Who would have thought that 5 years later with Coach Fickle being there that we would be put in that situation. He always preached about that we're going to play for championships, but who would have thought it was playing for a national championship like that? I think that was the coolest experience to be a part of, and that experience will live with me forever.
Do you have my bad, Neil. Do you have like an experience besides the like far as like personal goal, like our personal accomplishment? Do you have one that's like maybe your favorite one besides the championship one? 'Cause I know you got a few plays. I want to see which one pops up.
Definitely, I would say my first career start. I just kind of didn't know what was going to happen for me out there. I was just going out there and playing because I was also young, but just that first interception that I was able to have, and be able to make a play on the football field for my team to get the offense back the ball. But also, I would say, I feel like I didn't accomplish my long individual goal that I had set for myself when I played for Cincinnati, which was breaking the all-time interception record. I mean, I'm sixth all time, but it just kind of don't sit well with me at times when I kind of look back on it. I had some opportunities, to be able to surpass that. But honestly, man, I have no regrets with my college career.
Yeah, six ain't bad, man. Six ain't bad.
So we piggyback off of that. That was going to be leads into my next question for you. Is obviously you're sixth on time with 10 interceptions. Do you have one that stands out to you the most, or which one was your favorite out of those 10?
Oh, I will say the first one. The first one was pretty cool. We were playing UCLA at home, and DTR kind of rolled out because he was getting pressured by the D line, and he kind of just threw it up, and it was breathtaking for a moment. It was a little surreal, but that's when I kind of knew that breaking the all time interception record would be able to be true. Obviously, it didn't happen, but it motivated me throughout my college career.
And you also mentioned Coach Fickell a couple minutes ago there. Just walk us through your relationship like with him. Obviously, you were one of the first hometown heroes to really get this momentum changing that decides to stay home. And just walk us through what your relationship was like with him over the 5 years you guys had together.
I think our relationship was, it was unique, being that he was a defensive minded coach. He was always hard on us, especially the back end and really the whole defense. He always wanted so much more out of us, and I have nothing but love and respect for Coach Fickell. He's going to do great things at Wisconsin.
Ooh, man. Well, we're gonna go into high school a little bit, man. So Colerain, I mean, you played with a lot of your brothers at UC.
Yeah.
Was it like a time when you were getting recruited that you thought like, man, there's a lot of D1 talent on this team? Did you see that? Like what grade did you kind of understand? Like, man, we got some legit ballers. It's not just people hyping us up. Like, when did you know?
Oh man, I think I knew back in middle school, because really this a lot of people don't know is that we all played within those two middle schools that Colerain breeds, and we were terrible. Like both middle schools were terrible, but we always knew that Coach Bowden knew how to develop football players, and great men, and we all knew that we were good individual players, but I think once we were able to get together and mesh and connect with one another, it was, we knew what some of the things that we could accomplish along the journey and stuff like that. Obviously, we didn't win state championships and stuff like that, but we have a lot of memories that a lot of people can't take from us.
And you mentioned Coach Bolden there as well. Obviously, he's a very known coach here in the Cincinnati area. Just walk us through what your relationship is like with him to this day.
Oh yeah, man. Me and Coach Boulder go way back, man. I kind of talk to him, when I get the chance to, when he's not busy or when I'm not busy. But I wish him nothing but the best of luck and stuff like that. He's gonna take that Lakota West team to hopefully a state championship, and hopefully I'm able to be in the stands and cheer him on.
Ooh, well, hooping, man. I know everybody knows you from football, but when I know I'm gonna ask you a two-part question, maybe three actually. All right, when did you say, all right, I'm just gonna go strictly football? And my other question is, I know you played for the Shining Stars team, right?
Yeah,
And I got a question on that. Can you beat Alex Meacham one-on-one?
that's no question. That's not. I hope he listened to this little podcast interview, and he knows that. I hopefully he instills in his brain that he knows he can't guard me.
He said you can't get. He said you was gonna say that too.
He
He
can't
said you
guard.
was a baller.
Yeah, yeah. I play with some great guys on that team. I think there's a few guys that's in the league, and one of them playing at UK, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah. But I think when I first knew that basketball was over for me was I want to say junior year going into senior year of high school. It kind of took football more serious and started to lift more, started to gain more weight. And it's because colleges started to come and recruited me and started asking about me and stuff like that. What a lot of people don't know is that I was being recruited as a receiver. Like I wasn't no safety and stuff like that. And but a lot of people seen like the way I was attacking the football and stuff like that, and knew that I could be a great defensive back and stuff like that. But yeah, it was tough getting rid of because that was definitely my first love, man, and it was tough, but it has made me a better person, and it has put me in this position where I am today.
Yeah, so when we spoke to James Tunstall the other day, he was talking about how if he needs a bucket, he would compare himself to Shaq down low. Now, when you guys always played around, whether it was at Camp Higher Ground or in the
Yeah.
locker room, who was the guy on the team that no one could stop? Obviously, we know your background at basketball. Who were some other guys who were out there just dropping buckets as well within the locker room?
I would say Sammy could hoop. Uh, Evan could hoop a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Evan could hoop a little bit. Lenny for sure can hoop. Me and Lenny used to play each other all the time at AAU. I want to that it ain't a lot of hoopers on that team, man. It's a lot of people that say they can hoop, but it ain't a lot of hoopers on that team, man.
So you got about a handful. About a
Yeah.
handful that can really get down. All right, that's fair. That's fair for sure. So, with the process, man, going back to the process, like which teams have you heard from? We know yesterday you were able to be a part of the locals workout with the Bengals. Has there been any other teams that reached out that kind of checked the temperature and stuff? I know you hear so many rumors nowadays. You probably don't know what's true. What's yay or nay, but which people have you heard from and whatnot.
After pro day, I kind of talked to the 49ers. I want to say yesterday, I heard from the Texans.
Okay.
A few teams have sent those little questionnaires, but I don't think that kind of mean a whole lot. But I talked to the Detroit Lions in person up at UC, and I've been hearing like the Giants, the Browns, the Jags have been asking about me and stuff like that. But like you said, who knows what's true?
Yeah.
I'm kind of gonna sit back and kind of let this thing go as it go. I'm not gonna really put a whole lot of pressure on myself throughout these last few days. I'm kind of just gonna sit back and relax.
Awesome. So we talked about the local pro day yesterday for the Bengals. When you walked out there on that field with guys like Jabari, Chuck, all the guys from the UC squad, did it kind of hit you a little bit more knowing you just walked out to Paul Brown for a tryout? Well, now Paycor for a tryout with the opportunity to play all three levels at home potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of hit me as far as it's more of a business aspect. It just then kind of hit me as like I'm walking out to Paycor and it's for the Bengals. It kind of hit me as this is another opportunity for me to get better. To showcase what I have in store. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It's just going out there. It was great to be back on the field, moving and stuff like that because I didn't get to do those things at pro day. So it felt good to do those things and get back out there to get the feel of the turf and stuff like that. That felt great.
Yeah, so you mentioned the pro day there. Obviously, we were there checking everything out. Just in terms of the pro day and workouts, how are you feeling 100%? I know you didn't do some things at pro day. Just how are you feeling heading up into things?
I feel great now, man. I've been rehabbing and training with Aaron since after the pro day. So, and I felt great. He got me back to be able to put myself in a position to be able to work out with the Bengals. So that was great.
Nice, nice. So like if there's something that you want to tell all the NFL teams, like what they would be getting if they give Ja'von Hicks a chance, what would you say?
I feel like a a smart football player, smart, unique football player that was able to, kind of run the show a little bit in the back end, because of the knowledge that I have for the game of football and stuff like that. But also, you're going to get a tough, hard nosed football player that attacks the football. Be able to give the offense opportunities to get the ball back. And I mean, and also a special teams player that go out there and do anything for the football team to win.
Cool, man. Cool,
Awesome,
man.
man. Another good question for you is obviously you only had 2 years with Coach Combs, but we just need to know how many cups of coffee did Coach Combs actually drink on a day? Because we
I,
know he's
I
a high energy guy. We know you've got a
yeah.
good relationship with him. Just kind of walk us through what your relationship is like with him, and if you know the exact answer, that's kind of hear what Coach Combs goes through on a daily basis.
Yeah, man. So I would kind of say, man, Coach Cohn's relationship is kind of still growing. He kind of recruited me a little bit throughout high school. Also, he's a co-running guy as well, and we kind of meshed with that kind of co-running bond. But I feel like it was great being able to get coached by Coach Combs for the first time because obviously with his resume, who doesn't want to get coached by Coach Combs? He's
Hmm.
the best. He's the best DB coach in the world, and I stand on that. And it was great to being coached by him throughout the Fenway Bowl process and stuff like that. You kind of see the different ways he teaches his players to uh, be able to be the best version of them on Saturdays. And back to the coffee question, man. I have no idea. That guy is wired 24/7. I remember the first time he was working out and he was working out with a cup of coffee, and I'm like, how do you work out with a cup of coffee, man? Like, but everybody's different, man. That's what makes him unique.
Cool, man. Neil, do you have any more for Javon?
Yeah, man. So one more
Unless
kind
you
of question for you is obviously we know you were highly involved in student organizations here on campus. Just walk us through what a day in the life of Ja'von Hicks is like outside of football.
Man, it was for people that don't know, I back in spring 2020, I crossed Alpha, double A, Alpha Alpha chapter. Honestly, man, it was just consistently. My schedule was busy. It was kind of me growing up all over again. It was keeping myself busy, so I don't do stupid things that you hear college students do all the time. Just kind of keeping myself busy, being able to network throughout campus because I didn't want to just be remembered as a football player. I wanted to be remembered as a person that that everybody knew that I was a good person, that I'm smart, intelligent, that I'm just not just a regular old football player that does nothing. Also, I'm involved in Sigma Sigma, which is the highest honorary on University of Cincinnati's campus as well.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. So a
Yeah.
lot of good things there off the football field. So I mean, now looking back on it, what's the message to Bearcats fans for you? Obviously, now that you're taking that next step, is there any certain message you want to give to them for everything over the last 5 years for you? And if so, what's that message to the Bearcats fans?
I think to the Bearcat fans, I will say I appreciate the 5 years that I was able to share with you guys. I'm not gone. I'll still be around and stuff like that. But those memories of you guys cheering and being the 12th man that you are for us, I appreciate those moments with you guys.
Cool, man. Well, Javon, man, we greatly appreciate you taking out some time. I know you're a busy guy right now. Um, I remember you at the barbershop. So, long time ago. So it's dope to see you be able to graduate and, do your thing, man. So I'll be rooting for you. I'm definitely rooting for you for sure, man. Just keep your head up and keep pushing, my guy.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
No
Not a
problem.
problem, Ja'von. Hope for the best next week.
Yeah, appreciate
Thanks
that.
again, man.
Thank you.
Cool.